No,
French
chips. Chips. On
No,
Coronation
we're
Day,
gonna
it is chips.
No, we're having chips and sour cream after.
That's crisps.
Brit boy, it's Coronation Day. How do you feel? Stand away from the light, though.
He ain't my bloody king, that's for sure.
On social media, everyone. No, you're not excited about the king?
I renounce the king and country.
Welcome to Viking Nalbinding, where we talk about French fries.
And if I step foot in
Potato
England
chips
in the
and
next
the
few
King of
weeks,
England.
I expect I'd be put in the Tower of London for saying that.
So you're not going home anytime soon?
Apparently not.
No, and home is in Norway now. Okay, I have to, well, anyway, I was going to show this in here.
Home is Norway anyway, but yeah.
I have to show what we got. That's why I'm starting in the store. Look, 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 look.
I was looking.
Aren't they cool? These are from Alexander Ludwig. He made these shields.
Nice. Oh, God, they're good.
Charlotte says, hey, Greggy Monk. We didn't burn the monk yet. He's a Viking today, though. Kiwi just got back from a photo shoot with a newly finished Finnish Iron Age outfit. I've got to see that. Anne Moreau is here. Nella is here. Susan Youngman is here, and she's working on Dalby. Raymond Roberts is here. He's been doing more of his cardigan, almost to the shoulder now. That's a lot of work, by the way. You should see that.
What's that?
Raymond's sweater that he's making, a cardigan.
Oh, wow.
Torben is here. He's having good weather, too. Garcia, Netherlands. Oh, and it's very important to notice that Torben was first and Garcia was a close second. I was actually 20 minutes ahead this time, which is the best I've been in like 3 weeks. Okay, so show me what you got in your hands here. You have to put it in front.
Oh, yeah.
Look at these. Oh, no, it does. I guess you're shadowing.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe if I hold it, yeah.
So this is Greg's new drinking horn.
Are you getting this one?
Yes.
There's 2 different designs. We just got these in this week. I've been waiting to get them.
I think
I think the price is somewhere between $13.99 and $15.99 kroner, depending on
fair
this.
enough.
But depending on the size, some of them are bigger than others.
That's a fairly large one.
Yeah, but this one's quite cool. Look, do you know the name of this pattern?
I don't off the top of my head. I've seen it a lot of times, but I don't know the name of the pattern off the top of my head. Sorry, Tammy.
That's Tamara, by the way. She's hiding behind me. Tamara is managing the shop so I can get my ass out of here. Okay, so this is one pattern, but what's the other one? But these are horn, see?
Well, this is the only pattern I have in my hand. Or on
No,
the
there's
desk
one
here.
more. Yeah, you got one more. Let's go to the left.
Really?
Yep. Keep going to the left. There's some that has a spiral on there.
There is?
I'd show it that way, but yep, this one is... No, that's
No,
not
that's
it.
the same.
This one.
Oh, okay.
Which one of these things are not like the other? So this is this one too. And this pattern is the same as the other, but it's not dotted. Hold the other one up again so we can, if you hold about as far out as I am.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Torben says we can put matcha beer in here. See, it's the same pattern, but one isn't dotted, that's all.
Got you.
I wonder which I like more. I like the dots, but I like without too.
I like both.
It's kind of like, it reminds me of the, it reminds me of these. Okay, so these are my embroidery that you saw earlier. Because I thought some of them you can put like a little, we're just gonna use the horn, you can put like a little dot pattern in there. So I have another one going right now that's a gift for my boss. And it has like a dot pattern in it. But, so there you go, dot and without. Yeah, and I think we only got the 2 patterns. I noticed one had a spiral at the base. It was like a spiral twist on the horn, but it's sold immediately out of the box, so we don't know if we have another one or not. But we're going to get more of those, and again, we're very happy with those. All right, show me what you got. Stand that way, because you got bright light right on you. There you go. Look how big that is.
Dibs.
You want that one?
Yeah. Well,
I tried to get that one for Karl for Christmas, but I had to have him pay for it, so, you know. But he didn't. He's thinking about it. Just hold up the other one that's next to, hold both of them, the big one and the small one.
hang on, let me put my cup down because otherwise I can't hold it.
I see you're not going to let go of that horn for the life of you either. So Greg is not a monk today.
Greg is very much a Viking.
I love that one. And he uses historical pattern. We don't actually know what the Viking shields look like, but he bases them off of shield prints on coins and the colors, etc. So he's really done the footwork on this one. It's Alexander Ludwig. Crap, I have to look up his name on Instagram. It's Oh, I have to look it up. It's written down on a piece of paper, but it's a bit too much to take it out right now. And then the small one up there that looks like a little bit like Captain America. If you bring that one down to see the size comparison. So those are 80 centimeters across and the other ones are...
Like that.
Yep, so it doesn't land on a kid's head.
I get that.
And those are 60 centimeters in diameter. Oh, this way. You're too much glare.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. Which one do you like for comfort?
I mean, this one's really light, and
Oh.
I really like it.
I just realized no front microphone.
Oh.
There, try again.
This one's really light, and I do like it a lot, but even though I really like the comfort value, I would go with a larger one purely because that's what I've trained with.
Ah,
And so if I use anything smaller than 80 centimeters,
yeah.
I tend to try and defend and
Yeah.
not get it to the right place that I want.
I really want to say that's what she said.
I know you do. I can
But I
see
was
it in your eyes.
This ring here is like that dinner plate size one
Yeah.
that Karl likes for some reason. He likes the dinner plate ones.
Yeah,
We call them dinner plate because that's how small they are, but
yeah. He likes the bucklers because there's a lot you can do with them.
Yeah.
I've just not personally trained with them enough to actually be
you want to
a
say hi
good
on
user.
YouTube? We have a new guy, Gonzalo. Yeah?
Gonzalo, that's
Gonzalo,
good. Nice
yeah.
symbol.
Where are you from? You
What's
have
up,
this-
guys? I'm from Argentina, and
Yeah.
I got stolen on a ship by Vikings like him.
Yeah.
And here I am, and I found a new home.
He's pointing at the one who's often a monk.
Yeah. So there you go. Spanish guide. Welcome.
Ciao.
So the Viking, the employees are returning too. Okay, tell us about shields because I don't know jack crap about them. You're the guide.
Well, from what I have
You can hold up
read,
both if you want.
and I can hold up both, okay? I'll
Yeah.
hold up both. So, from what I have read and found,
Stand here though because you got glare.
generally speaking, the 80 centimeter was the more often found dimensions of a shield.
And that's what that is.
That's this
80
one.
centimeters.
This is the one
yeah.
in my right hand. So
Yeah.
I'll hide the other one while I'm talking about this one.
Okay.
So this is generally the more common size from what I've read for Vikings. But the smallest size they have found was the 60, which is this one. They do have a buckler variety, but from what I've read, that comes a little bit later on as well, and was used more with a slightly different type of sword technique that comes a little bit later on. Karl would be able to say more about bucklers than I would, because I've generally trained with these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, oh, he's got runes on the inside of the handle too.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know if
this
you can
must
see
be his
those.
rune mark,
Yep, it is. He's
because
put
he's
it,
got them on all of them.
Yep, he put it on the chairs too.
Yeah,
These ones,
nice.
they're on commission though. So these ones we're selling for him basically, and we take a percentage.
Yep.
So this one is 5850 kroner, so 5,850 kroner. That and then
Well, it won't be for a while, but I think I will be getting one.
yeah, but yeah. And I forget, this one was a little bit, I think this was 4,600 if I remember right.
Probably with the
Yeah,
size.
yeah, it's on the thing there. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that one's about 4,600 kroner, which is what, like $585 and $460?
Something
Yeah,
like that.
but he's
around that
also
sort
double
of-
lined them with linen. You gotta
Yeah,
show
you
that.
can.
So what's the linen for if they don't know?
So the linen has a couple of different reasons for it. One is to hide the direction of the grain of the wood of the originals. So when you would use plank-based shields, you would have natural grain and cracks where the shield planks are butted together, and you don't want your enemy to see that, because then if they're using an axe, it's more easy to break through it.
Yep.
So if you've got the linen covering it, then that's going to straight away make it harder to see which direction they want to cut through it.
He's also got rivets.
He's got rivets. He's done really nice job.
Yeah, because these are
really
not
nice job.
they're not screws, they're not nuts and bolts. They're,
No, they're full rivets. They're brilliant. Nearly
and then you've
swarm.
got your hand resting in the.
Absolutely.
I forgot what that's
You
called.
can come and have a look at the shields. There is another one over there.
Come on, Albert, hold them up. There's more.
There's a Taurus snuck in.
That's okay. That's okay.
Just letting you know. The other reason for having the linen is believed to keep them together.
The front is
So
linen too. It's
the linen
painted.
is on the front as well.
Let's see. There we go. Ah.
And so, even though
see
these would
that
have
it's
been
linen.
quite thin, the linen reinforcement is going to make it so that if you were to cut through this, then it's not going to just fall apart on you, because the linen's glued to it and holding it together nicely.
Yes.
So that's what they're for.
One more thing. Okay, so this was, I forget what that's called again.
Shield boss.
Thank you, the shield boss. And that one's made out of iron.
Yes,
And
this
it's
is an
got
iron one.
The rivets, which is quite cool.
Yep.
And this one, what is that around the edge?
This is rawhide. So
And
this
why
is.
would you do that?
This is done again to stop an axe from easily splitting through the grain.
Mm-hmm.
You could use rawhide, you could use leather, you could even use a metal rim around the edge.
Yeah.
But all of those would have been put on to make it harder to cut through these shields. It's an essential part if you don't want your shield falling apart every 5 minutes.
You want to say anything else about the big shield? Is there anything I interrupted?
I don't think so. The only thing I would say is that if this was a fully plank-based one,
Yeah, 'cause
they
it's
would
not,
have had
it's a-
more bars keeping it held together. But that is so rarely done today that this is, from my point of view, what you want in a shield. This is brilliant.
Oh, that's great. All right, bring on the 60 centimeters. That sounds so fun.
There we go, 60 centimetres.
60 centimeters. And what's the thing with the 60 centimeters? If you
So
got
the
questions,
60
throw them in, I'll ask
centimetre
them.
one would be, generally speaking, lighter, faster, and more easy to carry on the battlefield than this 80 centimetre
Yeah.
one. But it's also going to have the drawback of the fact that you're going to need to actually move it more than if you're using the 80 centimetre one. Now, that's not a drawback in terms of speed.
Yeah.
But if you're used to using an 80 centimetre one, it does mean retraining to use this to be able to block more area faster.
You could break a nose with that thing.
Oh, you could break someone's face in with this thing, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that this one would be, not that you necessarily would want to. I would, but that's because I'm a sadist.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to use this one for reenactment fighting.
No, this is beautiful.
Because A, it's beautiful. B, this has got
Yeah.
fairly pointed
I was going to say, if you hold
centre.
it sideways, there we go.
Looks like the
It looks like
missing half of the fantasy female armour that they use today.
it's a nipple. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yes. So, but for display purposes, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I just would be worried that I'm going to bash in Karl's face if I was actually using this one.
All right, you can only fight Albert. I'm going to turn the thing again, and we'll go. Sorry. Ah, then we got Torun's shawl on display too, by the way.
Put
Yeah,
this one back now.
she's woven that one. I love the way it's glowing in the light. I don't know if it could, yeah, I can see through. So that one's nice, and the dress by Kristen. But we didn't have you have to put brooches on. This is something people didn't know. Oh, that's actually on backwards, but that's okay. Something people didn't know is how they're attached. So you can tell. I mean, there's some people making Viking dresses out there, but they use like a solid piece, so they don't realize what's wrong. But what's wrong is you need to have a little loop at the bottom and a longer loop at the top, and this is where your turtle brooches go through to a tote. So that's how you get in and out of your dress and have that. So if it's not like two loops, it's a different dress anyway. But this one I was going to show.
Yeah, you have to show this one.
Okay, well first that pattern. I don't know how much we got to see that one. That
Yeah,
one
not
also.
a lot.
I think he got that one off a coin.
I've actually seen that on a coin. That is beautiful.
And that is a rounded one with copper rivets.
Yep,
That one's quite cool.
that's very cool. I'm
That one's
not
also
a big
58.50.
fan personally of that shape of shield boss.
Yep.
100% historically accurate.
Yep.
And greet to look
But
at.
not
It's
your
just
style.
not my style. But then everybody has their own style.
And then we got to show the Janneke one. This is not historic. This is Janneke Weiss Hansen.
make this one.
This is a collaboration between him and Janneke.
Nice.
Janneke painted it. So you can see the patterns from her t-shirts, which are behind her head. She's a tattoo artist in Bergen.
sorry.
Also one of our Vikings. She's coming in July for 2 weeks, I think, or at least one anyway.
lovely.
She's got bags there too. Anyway, lots of them, but so you can see the collaboration anyway. So this one would be fantasy. You can also see the shadow of the gimbal. There you go.
Yeah, but it's fantasy based on mythology.
Yep, and we
so-
always get somebody who wants one just decoration on the wall,
Yeah.
but that one's fully functional.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
but this is Freya.
they took. Okay, oh, I got to catch up on chat. Yeah, this is Freya, and that's her cats
That's Freya, her cats, and her room.
and her rune. Yep. Then we can look over at one more is over here. He also he made a stool. Sorry.
Oh, oh wow.
Yeah, we're trying one stool out, so we have one piece of furniture now. It's like that on the front as well. It's a three-legged.
Damn.
Yep. And that one I think was 2,600, if I believe. So 2,600 kroner, which is what, about $260, but that is, but look at this. My OCD is loving this. Attention to detail. For one, it's super smooth, but two, one, he did like a contrast color, and they're all pointed in the same direction.
Yeah, I love that.
I love
noticed
that.
As soon as I saw it, I loved that.
Yep.
I was like, wow.
So that one really is satisfying.
Yeah.
And that one actually is the one chair that Karl actually likes. He
Yeah.
is tired of the African birthing chairs and everything else, but this one is actually, he's very happy with to use in the Viking village.
I like that.
Yeah. So then I have to show this shield over here.
Very, very poor Viking. Very, very poor.
You're going to be a very poor Viking. This one as well. That design there. And then I got to catch up on chat because you might have a question in here, Greg.
Oh, right.
So don't leave right away. Who made the shields? It is Alexander Ludwig. He's, I believe, part of the Kongsherden 1260 group.
Okay.
Yep, but he is on.
Here today?
Yeah, he was here today. Yeah, with Martina and
Which one was he? He was
Swedish.
Yeah, but looking at
Lighter hair,
lighter
taller.
hair, beard. Mm-hmm. Got you.
That's Alexander Ludwig. I wish I could remember his Instagram. I'm gonna have to find that later.
Yep.
But if you recognize, he's on Instagram. So he made them. He was here at a Christmas market, and then I immediately said, "How many can you make, and can we put on commission in the store? And how soon can you get him here?" So I sent him a mail last week and said,
Commissions?
"How far did you go?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll stop by this week." And I'm like, "Yay!" So we have shields for the first time in the store. Let's see. They are liking it. Charlotta says, I have to put Greg on for this.
Oh, right. Hello.
Go big or go home.
Yep.
He agrees with you.
With the shield? Hell yeah.
Yep. Okay, let's see. We'll put it back over here so I can read without shoving my face in the camera. Torben says you can put a matcha beer in those. Oh, that's the horns, sorry. With the horns. She wanted to go big or go home.
Well, that too.
Karin Oker's here from Minnesota. Yay, my home state. And Max Brandt is here from Ohio. Raymond says you're definitely not a monk, holding a big horn and keeping hold of a big one. Kiwi says, good idea to base them on the coins, the shields. I agree.
I just have to comment.
Yep.
Monks in that particular era, drinking? Yep, they drank.
Oh, yeah, you go with the barrel.
And they drank drinking like hell. So, actually, big horn, perfect monk.
You have a barrel. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to let Tamara close the store. So we'll go out this way, and then I can answer more questions.
That way. I'm staying in here because I'm heading home.
Oh, well then, no. We're going to wait 2 seconds. You might have questions.
Okay, yep, fine.
Let's
Sorry,
see.
Tammy.
Look at something. Oh, no, she's got OCD too. So she's running around trying to fix things. She'd literally just take over the store this week.
Yeah, I know.
So she's only had 1 week to get everything the
but
way
I
she's
still
like.
feel bad
It's
for
like,
her.
welcome from Spain, and then literally, can you work tomorrow? Work forever. She hasn't had a day off yet. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, her back is starting to hurt already.
Yep.
Yeah, no, talk to you.
We will work it out.
Oh, Karl's back too, so. Let's see, would a vegan, Charlotte says, would a vegan survive the Viking age? Oh, I've
Not
got
a chance in hell.
That's a Karl question too. What do you call a vegan Viking, says Torben. This is good.
Dead?
That's a good answer though, by the way.
It's just dead. Sorry.
Hungry.
Oh, hungry. Oh, nice one.
Okay,
I'm
let's
dead.
see. No, this Viking ain't going hungry anytime soon. Okay, let's see. Albert says the leather and the hide ones are really
hungry
good
now.
for stopping cuts. Yeah, well, too bad. You're answering questions. Yeah, they're really good for stopping cuts because
Yeah,
the
they
knife
are.
gets caught in there.
Absolutely.
Or the sword. Why were all Vikings so brutal? Did they all have to die?
Well, Vikings were brutal because that was their profession. Viking means raider. If we're talking about the Northmen, then we've got a different question. And not necessarily were they all brutal. Uh-oh, she's laughing.
No.
What's found?
Oh, I just realized I haven't shown these either. We got this one too, but this one is not, this is a nice drinking horn, Viking inspired, but this is not one for the village, this shape.
No.
No, but
Gorgeous.
the carving is quite cool. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
But there was that's a Viking ship in there, yeah.
Yep.
But these were still unpacking, so I don't know if there's more than one pattern or not. They come with the Vivis, or the
Vecvisia design.
let's see, there's the chat. You can just look at this wall a little bit so I don't have to keep staring at the same thing. Let's see. Albert says that one is fine for fighting, and they are used very often. That was the swords, the shields, yeah.
Yep.
And then there was another good one in here too. Torben, they took Madonna's bra and glued it to the center of the shield.
Yep. That's how I look at that one.
Was it the 80s cone one? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oops, we gotta go this way because of the light is in your face. Ah, there's just no way to avoid the light.
I am
Let's see.
God.
You are. You're haloing. It's the monkness of you. Were there even bigger shields than 80 centimeters? Did they have a bigger?
Not that I am aware of that they have found. I think, okay, so someone
Albert
out
says,
nine-
Albert says 90 is the biggest he's ever heard of.
Yeah. That would be the biggest I've heard of as well. And to be honest, 90, I wouldn't want to be using a 90 centimeter shield.
Maybe if you were as tall as Fjallar.
Maybe.
He's like a little taller than you, yeah?
Yeah, or Albert, maybe.
Yeah, Albert's taller too.
Yeah.
And
it's
then Albert
possible.
says, this Albert, by the way, says, talking about the pointy boss. Let's see. And they all say, hi, Greg, by the way.
Why, hello, everyone.
Let's see, to see if any missed anything
This was
here
a
before I let you go.
pure and utter lucky coincidence that I came in when I did.
No, it was
because-
perfect, because I'm going to go and play with needle binding, and then
Yep,
Karl comes
and
out.
I was distracted by horns and shields from leaving, so...
Yeah, no, we got more that's coming up. Okay, no, I think I got most stuff, so then I will let Tamara close, and I will let you go.
Yep.
Say
Well,
bye, Greg.
it was lovely
Wait.
seeing you all.
No, put your head up. There we go.
Hang on, let me move my head
Yeah,
in.
there, get it in there. There you go. He's on.
Ah.
Not just any monk. Okay, I'm ditching you.
See you again next time,
Yep.
whenever that be.
Okay, I got Carl's
now.
beer. We're going out in the village. Okay, thank you, Tamara.
See you.
See you. You can lock behind me. Okay, no entry without a ticket. So we're going in. We're gonna play with Åsle Stitch because there were so many questions yesterday about it. Oh, there's a little bit of wind. I've got to get the microphone thing sorted so that we don't have the wind blowing in the microphone. But I think we can sit at this table today, and that should cut some of the wind. Let's see. Yeah, the wind. Let me know if it's bad. We'll try here. Actually, it's still blowing pretty well here. This is not going to do. So we'll play with the Åsle Stitch with the front one, back one. You can see the wind. Whoop, I almost fell over. Lisa's decorated her house, by the way. Look how pretty. She thought that Georg, the chieftain in the hall behind me, sorry, I have to, he has a decorated doorway. She said I can compete with that. So she decorated it with those. And those are her pieces of driftwood that invoke some weird spirits. She always finds spirits in the wood. And then Roger painted them one year to keep them a little bit fresher, and they look even more evil now. And Georg's door. No, I think we're gonna end up in the same spot as last time. And that one's Georg. So who did it better, the chieftain or the crazy bead lady, Lisa? Let's see. I think we go down by the fire today. And I think this will work. They kind of cleaned it a little differently now, so no, it's blowing here too. It might just keep blowing everywhere. If it's really bad, we'll just go inside. But I think, oh look at, Anders has been playing with hot axes, axe heads. He had the historical forge standing out here before, and okay. I think if I put the camera this way, it doesn't blow in the microphone as much, but just tell me. The bead lady? You're voting for the bead lady, says Raymond. It has more magic to it. Okay, I have to dig out some yarn today. I thought I don't have yellow yarn here. I have some at in storage, so I have to go and get it. But I thought we'll play with this. Is my favorite Malabrigo. Remember we were talking last week that Robin had some beautiful yarn. This is Malabrigo Rios. Rios is Spanish for rivers, and Malabrigo is a Uruguayan yarn. But it's this is called Panjan Red. Panjan Red. I don't know. It's my mom's old stash, so they probably don't even make that colorway anymore. But this yarn is wonderful and soft. So I I will try to do Åsle with that. Just have to take off my bag, which is full of beer for Karl. Let's see if this is crooked if I sit on it. Is it blowing in the microphone? Are you okay? Let's see. Charlotte likes both houses. Sorry, Greg, I haven't sent the Lego yet. I've been busy. He'll never know. I won't tell him. No, I can tell him. I think it might still be blowing in the microphone. And yeah, then I'm caught up. Okay. I think this is really loud in the microphone. Where else can I go? I have to unravel it a bit first, but you can see the thickness of this around my fingers. So this is probably a little too thick for some wind, but it's okay for you. It is blowing a bit, says Albert. Let's see. We will try the same house as last week. We can try that house. You can see some mountains, by the way. There. The waterfall on the left, the big one, Shelfalsen, is not quite unfrozen or thawed yet. It is actually pouring a bit, but you can't see it from here. But soon it'll let loose. And then the other way here. We had gorgeous weather today. Max says, I'm using Dalby stitch in a round start while tensioning the needle yarn. Ooh, that's going to be so pretty though. I love Dalby stitch for embroidery. It in a lot of the mittens that you see with the bunnads or the traditional folk costumes in Sweden and Norway, they'll use that kind of a stitch because they can embroider on top of it. Okay, if this isn't better, then we can always go indoors, but we've been indoors all winter. But this is about the most shaded area I can think of, right there with the bird poop. Okay. Yeah, no, this sounds much better. Let's see. Can't even see that there was bird poop there anymore. So, using a thin needle. I have the bone one with me, but the thinner bone one, but I think for this one, I like to use the thinner one. Okay. By the way, who's going to the needle binding festival? I know Anne is going, Susan's going, I'm going. This is in Odense, Denmark, on the 27th and 28th of May. And I'm looking at the thing for this, and it says there's going to be influencers there. And I'm like, oh, cool, there's going to be influencers there. And then I realized, oh, wait, that's Karl and I. We're influencers now. That's so weird. You can read that a little bit, I think, while I'm playing. I don't know if you can see it. If you want to read it better, you can go back and pause it. Rio de la Plata and Rio Negro. Each river is represented by one ply. These plies twist together like winding rivers. Rio also signifies yarn washability for the millennia. Rivers have provided water for washing garments. And there it is, actually superwash, this one. I'm getting some nice lotion from Cheeky Redhead when I'm in Denmark. Now, it's possible to do superwash if you're going to splice, but a spit splice, but you're going to have to put some serious aggression into it to do it. Otherwise, it's easier just to do a lazy join. Poetic yarn. I like the way Anne says that. Let's see. So I did get my link out a little bit ahead of time. Not much, but a little bit faster than the last 2 weeks. But what I didn't get time to do was to start the Åsle stitch. So how much you want to bet I do this one wrong? Oh, for crap's sake. Just rip it. I should have brought a scissors. Oh, there it goes. Okay. But I like the wrap of it. I don't know if you can see it, the colors. It's so cool. My mom made me a scarf for this and had like a couple skeins left over. A shawl. She knits. Not only can she knit, but she's an expert knitter. She actually got certified. I didn't know that thing that existed. You can get certification in knitting. You have to make these series of swatches and send them in to be judged. And she and her friend who owned the yarn shop that she helped out at on her free time, took those tests and sent them in. You do cables, back, forth, everything, and they measure everything to see how perfect it is. If it's perfectly executed, is it tight enough? Okay, I think this is enough. You're just in time for the needle binding part. We were playing with shields earlier. I don't think we've ever really covered shields on here. So, but they just came into the store, so we had to show those. And carved drinking horns, we'll have to ask Karl a little bit about that. We got a lot of new stuff we're still unboxing. So the problem is I'm only here on the weekends, so pretty much only Saturday is the full day. And then tomorrow just started this week from Spain. She is the acting shop manager this summer. Mind if I ask what's the most stretchy null binding stitch that you tried might be? The most stretchy was Dollarna, I think, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Hi, Pragya. Oh, I know who that is. It's Miriam, I believe, that I used to work with at Bauhaus. But I think Dollarna is probably, it's really stretchy. At least you make it and it looks like it got really small, but it just hugs. But most of it stretches this way, not this way. But you can do the Coptic stitch, and that's the one that looks like knitting. Let's see. What is the thickest? I accidentally ordered lace yarn, lace weight yarn. This is a good one for lace weight yarn. It'll still be kind of thin, but you can, I like Åsle for thin yarn, because you can see that I have to concentrate on doing this loose. Yeah, the York stitch is quite stretchy. I forgot about that one. That's easy too. That one's that's like a messed up Åsle stitch. Okay, so we have 4 loops. Doesn't look like it, but 1, 2, 3, 4. And crap if I remember how to do this now. Somebody remind me, how many stitches do I... It's at 3 away, 1 forward. Somebody's got to remind me here. Just add loops to whatever, stitch you like. That's true. That's what I did with this other one that I made a sample for, but I haven't been able to do anything more than the sample with it. This one is even thinner. Maybe DK. This one is finished 3 plus 2. So I'm using a total of 5 loops, but it still, you can see the, whoops, zip this up here. You can still see a little bit of see-through in my join. And this is an F2 join. I probably could have done F3 or something to make it a little bit more, but I'm happy with the thickness of it. Okay, so somebody remind me how many was Åsle stitch again? I didn't get a chance to do a test. Is it 2 away, 2 forward, 3 away, 1 forward, or something like that? But the join is the difference. Or is it twisted? Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot how to do this. I was going to show it and I forgot. Is it then? As you do 1 backwards. Pick up. Wait a minute. Somebody write this one here. I gotta see. I'll catch up on chat though, because you probably already did. Max is making a round start in Mom and Stitch. I like that stitch. What is the thickest? Actually, yeah, that we did. I think Jorvik is the most stretchy one. Yeah, Jorvik is York. Amrose says, why would Karin have a problem with the Åsle stitch today? Because she's showing Åsle. Åsle, my oh my. Yep. Okay. Yeah, no, I just realized I suddenly had a brain fart and can't remember. I believe you. It's, it's like, Dollarna, isn't it? But you, I can't remember. I was thinking it was something like this. Go back 2 and then back out again. Oops. No. It wasn't that long ago I was working in this too. Let's see. For one, I made my loops switched up here. Let's start this again because I lost control. I have a crooked loop. I lost control of where my loops are. It's Dollar with 1 loop on the thumb, I think. Yeah, it's 2 back, isn't it? Not 1 back, but 2 behind the thumb before you do like the Dollar attachment. Remember, folks, I'm an expert. Okay. 1 loop. Let's do 3. I think that it was. The big trick is the connection. But it's related to dollar. So that's 2, 3. Doesn't matter how you start, just get them on there. Oh, somebody over there's having an archery contest. Okay, so I believe it's 2 away like Mommin. Could be more. Then you go under this loop instead of forward, like Dollarna. And then under that one. If I remembered correctly. Somebody yell at me. And here I thought I was on the ball because I got posted earlier. I have to loosen this loop up. There's 2 tiny ones and the one behind the thumb. Oh my God, explaining loops is hard. It is. Okay, so this is the second. Hey, hey. You found your house.
Sorry?
You found your house.
I love it.
Good job. Yeah, he just got his Viking house today. He's happy. You like it now, but wait till you see you need a broom. Okay, let's see what they say. Yes, I think you have 1 loop on your thumb all the time. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's a bit like Mom, and it's just connected differently. So then we'd use the 2 on the left, wasn't it? I did this wrong with the other stitch. Yeah, so it's 2 and then under. But I'm probably grabbing the wrong two loops like I did a couple weeks ago. And then 1, 2. That one stays, so we take these 2. Let's see. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with if I'm taking the wrong side loops, then I'll have like this really big loop or stretched out loop on the back. There's 1, 2. And if Karl's watching, he can come out soon too, because I can show the next part later when I get a chain going. That's fun. It'll be, let's see. 1, 2. So these 2. I thought this would be a good yarn to show off this with because it's changing colors, but it might be too dark. Let's see. Raymond says Åsle stitch is the 1 big thumb loop. First pick up 1 small loop on the left behind the thumb, and then the big loop, the thumb loop from front to back. Yeah, okay, yeah, because there's 2. There's also the weaver's Åsle. Nella says, I think you start by 1 under and then 1 back, the left one of the bunny ears. Yeah. Okay. No, then I think I'm remembering this right. You guys are awesome. Okay. I usually have to check neulakentat.fi. You guys can somebody can link that. That is the needle binding Bible in my opinion. It's pretty good for making you remember. But after a while it just sits in your fingers or your thumb or whatever you want to call it. You just remember. So when she says bunny ears, this is what she means. When you're doing a Dollarna type stitch where you go under the thumb loop instead, your lips are going to want to go like this. And they look, like that. So they look kind of like bunny ears. So you got 1, 2, and then they kind of lay down this way. But we're going to focus on these 2. And you can just do the one from the left. I do believe that's also Åsle. They're just Åsle variants at this point. For some reason, I took 2 always. I think I just like the thickness. Then there's like Åsle weaver stitch, and I don't know. But they're you can see they're related to Dollarna, but the attachment's going to change it. 2, there we go. I think we're getting the hang of this because I don't have a big, the fact that she said it was the one on the left is good because I don't have a big long loop on the back. If I had a big loop, then I'd be taking them from the wrong side because I'd be constantly going through the same loop. So that's the back side. It's going to be a little bit curled like Dollarna. And then the front side. Ignore my start. We can just cut that away if it's ugly. Maybe I can pull it. Nope, we just cut it away. The site is being rebuilt at the moment. That's right, they went yellow, and you can still search, though. Or you can search Åsle. It's A with a circle over, but you can just type A. S-L-E. It's Åsle. And stitch tutorial or whatever, and look for the one with the blue yarn. And she will do it in Finnish first, and then in English. So you see everything twice. But you really don't even need any text to see what she's doing. So there's the 2 bunny ears. And then under. Now I'm going to go faster because I've got my I got my groove. Okay, so what did you guys do for 1st of May weekend? I know everybody in Europe pretty much has the day off. So that was Monday off for most people, but the United States has to work. But this is, the reason why we get Monday off here is because it's Labor Day, and the United States has their own Labor Day later. So did you do anything fun? Torben, did you drink any beer? And if so, what did you drink? I saw you sending me photos of some strange concoction. There we go, two loops. Charlotte was working the 1st through the 6th of May. Yes, but are you rich now with overtime pay and holiday pay? On May 1st, Max's niece was officially born. Oh, that'll be an easy to remember. So did they name her May? that might be a little too cheesy. Let's see. May in Norwegian is pronounced Mai. There's a really good needlebinder named Mai Britt Solstad. If you haven't seen her stuff, you should check it out. She is really good with using this anchor embroidery wool. So, and she finds this. She's the one that inspired me to start using that. You can find them at flea markets everywhere. People are cleaning out their attics after grandma, and they see all this embroidery wool that was really big in the 70s and 80s. They still use it today, though, but not as much. Anyway, you can needlebind with it. It's 100% wool, and most of it is moth treated, actually. So it holds up pretty nicely, and she gets such really beautiful color, bright, colorful things. One of the most impressive things I've seen her make was a blanket. It's huge, with all these rainbow colors in it. Let's see. Nella was on a leading row of students' parade. Oh, cool. Torben was, that was the new Aegir double IPA. It tasted heaven. Was that the one that was like, no, that wasn't the one that was like massive alcohol amounts. But you liked it, so there was a beer that Torben liked. I'd love to hear one of your critiques of a good beer, because your critiques of bad beer is absolutely wonderful. It makes me want to give you the bad stuff. Let's see, I think we got a good enough chain going here to start doing the tricky row. Marie Eriksson, vilken sorts binding gör du? Then she's speaking Swedish. It says Åsle-sting. Det är Åsle-stinget. But I think I might have a hiccup there. No, that's just where my adjustment changed. But now we're going to connect it. So it looks like Dalarna a bit right now, but not quite. And then the back side. But when you connect it, I'm going to do the F1B1 connection, if that's the right name for it. I'm having brain farts left and right. Okay, so we need my two. These are the two on the left, by the way. When you pick them up, when you go under the thumb like that, your stitches will stand this way and not this way. Bottom one, F1, thank you. So Nella knows. This is what happens when you just do practical and no technical. She's really good. Nella's going to give a lecture in at the Nalbinding Festival. What are you going to talk about, Nella? You have to write that in there too. Okay, so now I'm going to connect to the next row. This is not an easy beginner stitch, by the way, just to warn you. So you have the top stitches. I don't know if you can see that here. This is the top loop, top loop, top loop, top loop, top loop. And then you have the bottom loop. So for this one, you're going to go through the bottom loop. Oh, I'm getting Gudvangen voice. It's pollen season. Let's see. So I take the bottom loop and the top loop. And doing this is going to cause your work to go like this and get really dense. Let's see, I can't look at the camera when I grab this, it splits. Okay, so bottom loop and top loop. And then you continue as normal. The two bunny ears on the left, as they called it. I like that term. I bet Raymond really likes that term. He's a big bunny fan. Nella's going to dabble about Finnish, Karl and Nalbinding tradition, and why believing in tradition can be a dangerous on research. Oh, this will be good. That sounds actually really cool. Ann Decker's also going to be given a tutorial. I don't know if she's in chat. I haven't seen her yet, but she's packing. She's got a longer trip. She's not just going for the weekend. She's coming over from U.S. Nella, by the way, is from Finland, if you didn't know. Let's see. Okay, so now the tricky part is to not go in the same loops you did before. There's bottom one. Hey, it's a Karl.
I was trying to find out where you were, but...
I went to like 3 different locations, but it just kept blowing. This is the only one I can think of that doesn't blow on the microphone and is still somewhat outside. Although we have this absolutely amazing background. Welcome to Gudvangen, people.
It's hard to find you when you're just filming your hands.
Yep, but I have. Did you bring your glass? Because I've got this for you. And I brought a backup one. So,
Is this so bad it needed a backup?
no, I'm expecting you to get drunk. I'll do one more here. Okay, so the bottom one and regular F1, and then through. And I'm going to keep doing this over and over, and you can see the way it looks. It is, like I said, this is not a beginner stitch. By the way, this is, I would call this one a bit more advanced because it's easy to mess it up here. What did you get?
This to Brit Boy, I think.
We just had Brit Boy here. We were talking about shields and got some good questions for you. Let's see, turning it to you. My gimbal is not liking it. Oh, you got to get out. You look like God, too. Come down here on my level. What did you get? So if you didn't know, we have to... This is Karl, by the way. He is a guide. You look like Jesus. And we started doing the beer Christmas calendar thing, but he had so much fun trying beer so that we refilled his calendar.
Yeah. This is not beer.
No, what is it? What did you get?
Cider.
Cider. Bulmers? Where's this from? It's English style cider, but where's it actually from?
Well,
Torben. Effin' Bulmers. And he wants to know what kind of drink. See, this is why Torben's not the needle binder. He watches Karl drink beer.
it's actually from the Netherlands.
Is it from the Netherlands? Ah, Garcia, your country. She must recognize it.
So, the Dutch are trying to do something English.
By the way, disclaimer, Karl likes to insult at least one country a day. I don't know why. No, we have new people in there. It's quite cool. New people on chat today, too. And the golden and the good
Any
oldies.
new countries?
Any new countries? Where are you from if you haven't written? I know we got, well, we can just go with states. We got Ohio. We got New Jersey.
Yeah.
Finland. Finland. We have Holland. Belgium. Norway. Sweden. Bergen, you know that's a country for itself. Bergen, Norway. Let's see. We got Susan Youngmans in Frankfurt, Germany. She's American, though. She's originally from Adirondacks, and I like saying Adirondacks. And Minnesota, yeah, Karin Okra is from Minnesota here, by the way, and Lyra Ashley's from Kansas. You got to consider the states like a country in of itself, too. They're so far apart. They're so big. Okay,
Yeah,
how do you
but-
like... Oh, that smells sweet.
The difference between your states is a lot less than you think it is.
No.
Because basically, if I put you right next to a Florida woman, it would be pretty hard to tell you apart.
No, it'd be really easy. My hair isn't white. I'm sorry, but that's where when you're kind of up in your years and your bones can't handle the cold anymore, you go south, so they all fly south for the winter. So there you go. Sorry, I'm insulting states now. You can insult countries, and I'm insulting states. What do you think?
Well, there is definitely lime in it.
But there's no mango.
No?
No. I
Thanks
can't
for
help but
small
notice
blessings.
that the mango trend is huge with the beers these days. It
But
must be a
mango in
summer
everything.
thing.
I see the lip balm we have in the shop has mango in it.
Oh, that's had mango for 2 years now.
Yeah, but why?
Because Elin made it.
I actually came to the conclusion that maybe I should start using that. Because if I'm so used to the mango taste, I won't taste the mango that I put in everything else.
The mango lip
Bloody
balm is good. So Aylin was our former shop manager. She has accepted a job closer to her home in Bergen. She was commuting 3 hours to work. But her family is from this area, and they have quite the swarm of bees over on the other side of the river here, which is like a 5-minute walk. So they make honey and bee products. So another one of them is the lip balm. They have mango flavored, lemon, orange, and peppermint. But they're good. I have the mango one. You haven't noticed? You should kiss me more often. Okay, so we were looking at shields today, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
There was some questions about shields. There was some really good ones. Was there any bigger than 80 centimeters? Because we have the ones in there that are 80 centimeters and 60 centimeters in diameter. Albert said he's one, I think that was 90 centimeters somewhere, but...
80 centimeters is pretty big.
Can go back a bit.
There might have been some that were a little bit bigger, but I don't really see a practical purpose for it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to hide your entire family, 80 centimeters should be more than enough.
Okay, and then 60 centimeters being the smallest that we had in there, but your dinner plate shield, tell us about that.
Well, the buckler is something that probably wasn't used in the Viking Age. There are some tiny shields in Scotland in the Viking Age, but they're not quite that small.
Yeah.
The buckler is mostly a dueling shield. It's not meant for battlefields where people throw javelins and shoot arrows at you. But if you're fighting a fair duel, basically I have a sword and a buckler and my opponent has a sword and a buckler, then it works. As long as they don't start shooting you with bows and arrows. So the wood is mostly to stop projectiles and to catch your opponent's blade. The buckler is basically just a shield boss on center grip.
There was also two different kind of shield bosses in there. One of them was more rounded and the other one looked like Madonna's bra, as Torben said.
Yeah, with the shield bosses, we kind of have to be on the shallow side of the pool because there is a lot of things you can do with the shield boss that we really shouldn't be doing with shield bosses. Some of the ones, particularly from the early Viking Age, and it kind of starts again in the medieval period afterwards. In the Viking Age, they very often just rounded. But some from the migration era in the early medieval times are really aggressive with an actual spike in the middle of it. So you can use it. Well, you can obviously use it as a direct weapon, but I think it is meant mostly as an indirect weapon. You use it to nail your shield into your opponent's shield and then push down.
Did you like any of those shields? And that's what I was trying to get you to buy in, well, different, but the ones I wanted you to, I was having you look at in December.
Well,
Or November when they were here, when he was here for the market. Alexander Ludwig, by the way.
I like the white of them, but shields are like bulletproof vests. It doesn't matter how light it is if it doesn't stop bullets. So I am uncertain that these shields would actually stand up to some actual punishment.
Yeah?
So could I have one for half an hour to spar with Albert and see if it survives and then buy it afterwards?
Albert, who's been training in the military for 2 years and is only, what, 23 years old?
Yeah.
You get your ass owned. You already told you that. You're too old for that shit.
I'm not going to have him try if he can break my ass. I want to see if he can break my shield.
But then you have to be able to hold the shield up when he smashes down on it.
Of course I can.
You're gonna fall back with the shield.
There isn't a human in the universe that can knock a shield out of my hand.
Challenge. I know what we're doing.
This is simple,
Really?
simple physics.
Okay, tell.
The shield, even the light one, weighs enough that for you to accelerate it, you have to impart a comical amount of kinetic energy. And either you just make a very loud sound or you break the shield. What is not going to happen is that my shield flies out of my hand.
Okay, who wants to take him on? I think we should try. Let's see if there's just a second here. I'll get my stitch. I want to split this yarn. Actually, I can show it a little bit better on row. We're on row 3 now or something, but I'll show what this looks like while we gather you some questions. If you have any more questions about that for Karl or any Viking question, actually. And the stupider, the better, too, by the way. We love stupid questions when it comes to Karl because he gets so frustrated. My favorite one. Karl, did the Vikings have parachutes? I know. Okay. There we are. Okay, so row 2 is a little bit easier to, you can kind of see where you've been. This is the top. This is the next one. So that one is easy to jump over and hit that on the accident. That's normal F1. And this is the bottom one. Because you can see where the color changes now. It shows it a little bit better. That's kind of why I chose this yarn. So you can see the bottom and top. So we take the bottom one and the top one together. And that's going to cause your stitch to go. And that's what makes it so thick. And then on the back of the thumb, I have to find... Oh my god, I can't hold it like that. Let's see. I have to find the 2 loops on the left, and sometimes it gets pulled over. So, nope, that is not it. Let's see. There they are. there's the 2 loops on the left. Okay, so bottom one, front one, 2 behind the thumb. I think you can actually do this with just 1 behind the thumb as well, but, and then underneath and under the leader yarn. Anyway, but this is what it's starting to look like so far. It starts to look a little bit like York, but massively thick. It doesn't look anything like Dollern on this side. Dollern looks a bit like basket weaving. And then, Torben's making focaccia bread again. Matcha focaccia. I think he really likes the word matcha. That was and this is the other side, by the way. Now this does kind of look like the inside of Dollarna. Dollarna on the inside, and this one as well, kind of looks like garter stitch and knitting. But the stitches, and if it was garter stitch, the stitches would go this way. But these ones go this way. But you can see how thick this stitch is. What did I do? The other way around, I think. That's what I get when I try to look through the lens of a camera. Yeah, one more. There you go. You can see how thick it is. That's what, who said? Okay, so then we'll put it back on you, Karl, here. Actually, let's see. There you are, enjoying your beer, looking like Jesus.
It's not beer, it's some kind of...
Cider? You
some
do have
kind
one
of
more. If you
soda
make it through that,
uh,
I have one more for you if you make it through it.
I don't know if I would be interested in drinking anymore after I get through this. This is designed for Englishmen and other girls.
So we're insulting England now, are we? And girls. I like dark beer. I like Guinness when I can drink beer, but I can't drink it anymore.
Yeah, maybe you can drink this then, because it's certainly not
No,
beer.
I can't. Sulfites, I can't do it. Not allowed. I'll get a... Okay, oh, I thought I saw Maria here too, by the way. Say hello to Maria. Okay, did you like it, Karl? Says Charlotta.
It's too sweet. And it is possible that if I was looking for soda, or if I was mentally prepared for a cider, I might be... this might be tolerable. But when you're mentally prepared for beer and you get this, some level of immeasurable disappointment will have to be...
Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Kiwi's asking, what's the color for May? The color for May is yellow. So if you don't know what the color of the month challenge is, we actually didn't limit this to needlebind. You can do anything. We had so much fun doing with the look on your face. I don't think that has anything to do with the color yellow. You just had this look of poison on your face. No,
this is yellow.
No, this is not yellow. This is kind of greeny yellow. And maybe, I don't know, it's a mix. It's like, we're not going there. Anyway, so the color of the month challenge. You can do it with needlebind. You can do anything. You can do a painting, whatever. You have to make something and use the color yellow in it. That's it. It can be a big thing, little thing. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be just yellow. You just have to have yellow in it. So we were doing the stash busting challenge that was supposed to be done by the end of the year. And then they wanted to do more challenges. So why wait until the next stash busting challenge? So we did color of the month challenge. So anyway, we have until the end of May to finish yellow. This is getting harder every month. January was gray. We started out with a color everybody should have, I thought. February. Oh God, what color did we use in February? Was it? No, it wasn't blue.
Why would you ask me?
I'm not. I'm having a brain fart, and you just happen to be in the direction of it. And April was green. So, and then this one is yellow. So I'll have to think. There we go. February was blue. I did see. I got it. Raymond's got me fixed up here. Okay. Nalbinding Color Challenge 2023. January was brown. Sorry, it wasn't even gray. It was brown. We had gray for March. You're right, because March looked... There was no color in March. It just looked like gray. From... oh dear. Anyway, yeah, so January's brown, February's blue, March is gray, April is green, and now we're in May, which is yellow. And Max says, how about June, rainbow to celebrate Pride? That's actually not a bad idea. It's not like just one color, but then you'd have to, do the Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, all in one? That could be kind of fun. Do you want to say how we kind of celebrated the Pride Month last year? In June?
We didn't do anything particular for.
You
Pride
ate
Month.
rainbow cake.
Yes, but that's because I was in a lesbian wedding. I wasn't celebrating Pride Month.
No.
It was my sister getting married.
Yep. So he was celebrating Pride Month. No, it was fun. Actually, I got to say that was the first time I've been to a lesbian wedding. That was absolutely, they were so much fun. It was such a fun thing. Great fun. The only downer on it was there was an attack in Tønsberg on the same day, which is on the other side of Norway. But that one actually came back and rescheduled, and it was good though. But it was so cool to see anyway. Yes, Torben says you ate rainbow cake, you unicorn, you. I have photographic evidence, and not only that, but Karl doesn't look like a Viking. Karl is wearing a suit and no hat. He's just got his long straight hair and sunglasses and a cigarette and rainbow cake, but maybe not at the same time. Okay. Let's see, going back up, because you got a bunch more here. Let's see. Little more. Yep, Raymond's definitely appreciating the bunny ears. I knew he would. He's Prime Bunny on Instagram, if you hadn't seen it. Garcia says, send some cider over. So if you don't drink it all, you can send it to her. She likes it. She's from Holland.
Yeah, they're making the stuff, so just stop sending it to me and you can drink it yourself.
In the questionable yellow-green can. Let's see. They can have cider of Bulmers, says Albert. Brumunddal, Norway's. Anne Moreau says, as usual, the Dutch make things like English cider, Belgian beer. Stick to the real stuff. Apologies to the Dutch. Oh, we're all picking on countries now. Garcia, it's your turn to fight back. Let's see. You're just inspiring everyone to pick on everybody. Can't we all? Why can't we all? Leave Brittany alone. Lyra says, Florida is different universe, to be honest. See? I have gray hair, though. I'm getting closer to Florida now. No, it's much hotter there. They don't really get snow either. And when they do, it's like chaos. They have alligators instead of squirrels.
What I mean is that the differences in Europe are much bigger than the differences in America. Mm-hmm. So if you have a Minnesota woman and a Florida woman sitting right next to each other on the bench, you have to ask them 20 questions to find out which one is which. If you have a Norwegian woman and a Finnish woman sitting right next to each other on the bench,
oh, you're going with languages.
you just have to ask one question and you will get it immediately.
Okay, how about you don't even have to ask, because the Minnesota one is barefoot and the Floridian is wearing a winter coat. Does that help? You don't even have to...
You're assuming it's in your climate zone.
Yeah, no, if it's the other way around, yeah, they'd still be in a winter jacket. I'd be boiling. Let's see what else was there. Garcia says, we do. In fact, we love Somerset cider. Raymond says, Florida gets full of Canadians in the summer. This is true, actually. It's the Canadian invasion. They all fly south for the summer. Torben says it's like seeing Genghis Khan getting a pedicure. You eating that?
Eating it.
Getting. No, anyway. Eating a pedicure? Is that what you meant?
I might be a little bit better in English than you, woman.
Let's see. And in the winter too, says Raymond. Garcia says, by the way, about Gouda cheese made in Norway. No offense, Norway. That's true. We're showing Norwegian food for Christmas, traditional Christmas Norwegian food and whatever the weird stuff. Strange food for in Norway for Christmas. Anyway, and I bring up this Gouda cheese and I'm so happy. Look, this one. We eat this every year at Christmas time. It's from Holland. So, and Holland is even invading the strange Norwegian Christmas food. Like I said, folks, I'm an expert. Albert says, I have almost everything for my proper blank shield. I am missing only glue and some small things. Yeah, this one was made with, he made it with MDF. The shields that are made in the store, he used like an MDF plate and then covered them with like 2 layers of linen. Plywood. But the other one, what would it be like? Would they tongue and groove it together so that it gets smooth, or do you have the before you put linen over it?
I honestly am not sure. There are so few finds of complete shields. I know there was one done in Denmark that
Yeah.
they reconstructed at the museum down there. But I still haven't read the papers and or seen the documentary.
We will find out. Let's see. Max says I'm also. I read that one actually. Charlotte says matcha excelente. Cider is a long way from Guinness. Oh hell yeah, no. I like my beer so that you can't see through it. But then again, I'm allergic to beer, so I can't have that anymore. It's just a dream. Oh, Kiwi's making a blanket with Åsle stitch. The weight of it is getting pretty heavy since the stitch is so dense. Oh my god, when that thing's done, that's a good boy, Karl. Better out than in, I always say. No, but that must be so heavy to lift because I've only made a cowl with it, really, and a pair of mittens, and the cowl is like, it only goes to here too, and it's like super heavy.
This is pretty horrible, so I should probably just get rid of it.
So May is yellow. Yes, May is yellow. Max said, oh, we did that one, and we maybe we'll do rainbow for June. I think that would be a fun one, but I'm not getting ahead of us here. 1 month at a time. And if you make rainbow colored in May, it doesn't count for June. Ah, you're ready for the new beer then, are you, Karl? So, burping in the Viking Age, Karl, would that be historically accurate?
Assuming so, because their digestive tract worked pretty much like ours do.
Ah, Audra's here. Hello from Vilnius. Oh, we had Audra cheese. What did you think of Audra's cheese? She made us some cheese. She was on YouTube last week. Oh, sorry. We're getting into this, and then we're going back to the cheese. Yes, it's green.
Czech style pilsner. It's kind of hard to fuck up a pilsner because you kind of have to follow the law of purity when you make it.
Yeah.
So you can't just add mango everywhere.
By the way, Raymond says the Minnesota accent sounds a lot different to the Florida one. So true.
Yeah. Well, the accents between Norway and Finland, on the other hand.
Yeah, but those are different words altogether.
Hakuna matata.
I'm sorry, Nella. Did you want to tell the story about Hakuna Matata and your mother trying to be finished with it?
Yeah, I think you pretty much summed it up
That's
there.
right.
She was reading The Lion King to her niece, to her grandchild. And she has obviously not seen the movies. So she has no idea how to pronounce things. So she keeps reading, and then she goes, Hakuna Matata. What the fuck, is it Finnish?
Perkele. That's all I know. So there you go, Nella. Hakuna Matata.
So Finland is the accidental African country that just happened to be in Northern Europe.
There you go. Okay, so your cider. No, your green, Eged. We have to show we don't show. Eged. Pils. Eged is the brewery that is like 2 tunnels away from here.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's pretty local.
4.7.
And they're also
We were going to bring Audra beer this week. We forgot. Crap, we have to do that next week now. You'll be too drunk. That stuff was 7%.
Usually pretty good, so...
Audra, I'm so sorry. We're going to have it next week. And here it was so good because I got the YouTube link up before 6 o'clock today. Ah! Okay, yes. Yeah, no,
Foams
Egger is usually
enthusiastic.
really good. Egger
That
Brewery.
might just be that it's trying to clean the glass of the other nightmare.
Egger Brewery also tends to, it looks like, it's just built to look like a stave church.
Yeah,
It's
they
really
also
cool.
have kind of a Viking team. I mean,
And good food.
we try to kind of officially cooperate with them because it's a very good idea for tourists in the winter to come to us in the daytime and go
Yep.
to them in the evening. Because we are open half days for the first half of the day and they are open half days for the other half of
So
the
does
day.
this mean you can't give that beer a bad review? Are you biased?
No, I'm not... well, obviously they could pay me and prevent me from saying bad things about their beer. But as it is
But we're not paid here. This is for fun.
as it is right now, they just have to make good beer. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And generally they're pretty good at it. And I hope for their sake I don't have to swallow my words on that one.
All right. Swallow. They had really good food, though. It's expensive, but it's so good.
Well, this might be a case of just being perfect by comparison, but it is at least a hell of a lot better than the last thing that was in this glass.
Are you pissing on Garcia's Bullmere cider?
Does she make it?
No, but the
Or
Netherlands.
he, or whatever it is?
She. Okay, no. It's,
Well, if you want to blame somebody, blame the people of Somerset. The ancestors of Greg probably just had a really bad idea.
oh,
and then-
Greg's gonna be sorry he left early this time. You were bus throwing him like mad.
But it's actually from Somerset is where he's from, right?
He's home watching the damn coronation. I don't know where he's. Yeah, no, he's from the Somerset area, I believe. Not Somerset, but the area. Yeah, he already blasphemed his country today.
Yeah,
We're
no,
blaspheming everybody.
I understood that he wasn't particularly interested in this coordination.
No, I gotta say, I really don't care which one it is or whatever, but I do remember Diana. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that means that you are more than 20 years old.
Yeah, I'm 50. So the little boy of 47 over there.
Yeah, no, everybody remembers her. It's not really a big deal.
No, it just makes me automatically not a fan of Camilla without knowing a damn thing of what I'm talking about. Okay, anyway. You drink that or there's some more. Swallow, Karl, says Torben. Oh, it's so pouring down the front of you. Man, you're going to smell like a brewery when we go to Denmark. And the hat is off. What do you think?
This is drinkable.
This is drinkable, good, because you have a lot left. Okay, we're gonna catch up. Oh my God, we are like mass overtime. I didn't even notice. We're like 11 minutes overtime. Too bad. But Outer made us some cheese. That we had. Okay, so there was yellow cheese, which was good, or plain white cheese. That was really good, but you had to have it with honey. But then there was a mint mint cheese, and I was asking her, and she asked me, "How do you like it?" I'm like, I give her the middle Minnesota response. Well, it was different. She saw right through it. She says, it's different, blah, blah, blah. No, but when you put the honey with the mint cheese on a cracker, it was a much different taste. It was really good. So I liked it a lot, actually, once it had that in there. So that cheese is gone. We ate it all up right away. Okay, chug. Torben says, I saw Oreo coffee porter at the other day. I had to shoot the lady at Vin Monopola. I would drink that. Oreo coffee porter. Okay, I was there until they added the words porter. I'm thinking that's like a Bailey's type drink or something, but no. Porter. Okay, you might have to shoot her. I can't believe I forgot the beer though, but anyway, we did a little long today in the shop, so we'll bring this out next week, I promise. Nella says, a lot of Kiswahili, I just killed that, I'm sure, is pronounced very similar to how it is written. So in that sense, it does sound Finnish pronunciation of it. It just doesn't have the meaning in Finnish. Charlotte wants to go to the Needle Binding Festival. You have to go. It'll be fun. It's in Odense. It's the first needle binding festival ever. I think they're actually calling it a wool festival because needle binding might be a little too obscure, but we are definitely having needle binding in the focus on that one. When I say we, it's like, I'm not an organizer, by the way. I'm an influencer. I can't believe it. Like, oh, there's going to be YouTubers there, Karl. I wonder who it is. I'm like, oh, wait, no, that's us. Okay. She said 71 minutes on overtime. Let's see. What else do we get here? Karl's a rainbow cake eating unicorn. I think I might have got most of it. Any final words there, Karl? Can't believe you compared Minnesota, Florida, and did the same. Yep. Bye. Let's insult different countries next week, says Garcia. Yep. Salutes to you. We will do it. We will do it. What are we going to do when we're in Denmark, insulting Denmark? I mean, that's not going to go well.
Well, usually I like to have the home field advantage by not insulting the country I'm physically in. But Denmark actually has... I can talk... I can just insult Denmark continuously for 45 minutes. There's no problem.
Charlotte answered with a fart, by the way. Okay, so here, last look at this one. The Åsle stitch. There you go. Right side, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. 3 rows, sorry, 3 rows. And you can see the look there. But now you can see why I used a multicolored yarn, so you can see the stitch rows better. It just melds into one. But it has such a cool thickness to it. And that, of course, makes it quite stiff of a fabric, too. Not much by means of stretch, but it would stretch more this way. But still, not much by means of stretch. Okay, and it is now, a ring. I have to pick it out, though. I'm going to use this yarn for something else. Okay. And then we will see you tomorrow. You want to say goodbye, Karl?
Goodbye, Karl.
No, let's flip it. Let's see. Looking up at this. And there he is. Ah! Bye, Karl.
Bye. We are influencers.
We're influencers. That's right. I'm an expert Nalbinder too, by the way. I'm sorry I had to ask.
I'm actually influencing these people to not drink cider from Southampton.
I'm still trying to
Somerset.
convince them I'm an expert in Nalbinding, and I had to ask them how to make the Åsle stitch for the tutorial I'm going to show on YouTube today.
The Oslo stitch.
Åsle, not Oslo. Oslo is different. Oslo is O-S-L-O. Åsle is A with a circle over it, S-L-E. Åsle. How would you say it? You're
Oslo.
Åsle?
But you should probably go for names that are a little bit more different.
Yeah, no, that'd be too easy. Okay. Yes, everybody hit the like button, says Torben. It's all about my my account and all that other. I don't know. Maybe we should actually get sponsored. Bye.